Doggy,
Yeah, I was taking my walk.
176.4 up from
The governor here in RFK wants us
174.2.
all walking a mile a
2.2
day.
pound
So I
gain
got
in
a
one
little
night on
walk.
1,346 calories. That's stupid.
And up
Okay.
in the neighborhood,
That is really
and up in
stupid.
the
Hey everyone,
neighborhood,
welcome
there was
to
a little,
BFit.
there was a
I'm gonna be
Asian
listening to
fella,
Anthony Bryan
and he had a
Logan.
Tesla up there. It was sharp looking, had New Jersey tags. And I was looking at it real hard because I'd never seen one before. He
Won't
looked
do
a little
this.
nervous
At any rate.
and he looks at me and he says, "You're not a Kamala Harris voter or something, are you?" And I said, "Oh, no." No, I said, if I was to vote for a woman, my wife would divorce me. I said, if I'd have voted for a woman, my ancestors would come up from their grave, and their zombified bony hands would choke me. I said, I can't vote for a woman, fella. So, you know, I had to have some fun with him. I looked at him, I said, but don't you worry, I wrote in Joe Biden. I just thought I'd call and have some fun with you tonight. Like I told you, I don't call a lot anymore, but I do like to call in and listen to you. What do you think about Gayle King's comments?
Oh, about
the right and being offended about it.
Yeah, I think she's just trying to find something to be offended by because really, who cares? It's not a big deal at all.
I don't know. It might be a big deal. Listen, I predict in about 7 years to 10 years, you're going to be able to stand in line for 5 hours at Disney World and take that same ride. And them gals are going to be known as the crash test dummies for a Disney ride.
Hey, that's a crazy way to be known, but hey, they can take it.
That's what I think. But well, man, I just thought I'd call in and say hi and stuff. And I like to laugh and joke a little bit. Anyways, I got something more serious to tell you. You know, the last lady was worried about Cheetos and stuff and all that. The 25th of January, they had to take me to the hospital. I had 3 blocked arteries and I had a pretty bad heart attack. But I don't want you to worry too much about it because the nurses and doctors are surprised. I can get out and walk more than a mile, and I'm doing really good with it. And, you know, like I've told you, I'm disabled. I was in car wrecks and stuff. A lot of that pain has let up. It's turned out that they didn't realize how bad my heart was. They were missing a lot of it. And so I'm actually doing pretty good with it, even though it is a little scary going through it.
Oh, definitely.
But, you know, I don't get very much money in a month, and the limited insurance I have does not pay for my medicines. And the first round of medicines when I come out of the hospital was $450. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. You'll think about Cheetos and Mountain Dew differently when you got to have that medicine that's keeping you alive. And so you want to complain about not being able to buy Cheetos with food stamps or something? You know, at least I'm here in America. If I'd have been in a hut in the Congo or something, I'd have had to sit there on the 25th and died. And those are the facts.
Right on, absolutely.
And so I want everybody to think about what RFK and the changes that are trying to be made. And really, it needs to go a lot deeper than just stopping it on food stamps and government supporting this stuff. It needs to go culturally. We need to actually get disgusted by this stuff, and we need to try to do better. We really do. And, well, that's all I'll say for tonight. Like I say, call in, joke with you a little bit, and talk a little serious. But everybody, you need to take care of your health. Because when you're staring down the barrel of a cardiologist telling you he might have to open your chest up, it ain't real fun. So if you're out there and you're 25, 30 years old, a young man, you're looking in the mirror and you're seeing a 300-pounder looking back at you, get outside and start walking before it really catches up with you. I'm giving you a warning.
Thank you for your call, man. Hopefully everything is good. Hopefully you have a full recovery and you stay with us for a lot longer.
Well, I sure will, man. I'm going to keep up with it, I promise you. But I'll be calling in and listening, so y'all have a good one.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
Hey, that was a great call. Fantastic call. Hey, I'm telling you, look, 25, especially if you're young like that. Oh, man, you young, 25 years old. Man, what they say, the youth is wasted on the young. That's the realest thing they ever said in this world. That's the realest thing they ever said in this world. You're 25 years old. Once you get, the older you get, the harder it is for you to be able to have that vitality and have that youth and energy you had at that age. So that is the time to get healthy if you're not healthy. If you're a big back, rolls on your back, and you're young like that, you can reverse it. If you're looking like Cleveland Brown or something like this, or what's that, Peter from Family Guy? You can fix it. You can reverse it. Don't wait until you have a bad episode to try and change. Change it now. 619, you're online. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, it's Kathleen in San Diego. You've had so many great calls tonight. Just about like the food stamps, it was really interesting how the caller after that kind of brought it all back together. I don't think anyone wants to tell people what they can spend their money on, but we do want to have some say in where our tax dollars go, and it's important to recognize that those tax dollars now, if they're going towards sugar and junk food, we're also going to be spending more tax dollars down the road later on healthcare.
Absolutely. That's just what it is. And that's the whole purpose. It's like we're subsidizing this stuff. We're paying for it. Why would we pay for a thing that'll make us pay more money in the healthcare costs? Because that's where you're going to end up. You're going to end up in a situation where it's got to be a lot of money spent for your health.
Exactly. You pay at the grocery store now, or you pay later at the doctor's office or the hospital. And everyone's right on with food. You know, we start to mess around with things. We take out the folate, and then we put this fake form of it back in, and so we start to mess with God's creation, and it becomes a bad thing. Some people are really sensitive to that synthetic folate. So go and live on a farm. You know, everyone's right on. I also wanted to touch on COVID in California. Everyone's still getting boosted, still wearing masks, so that's crazy.
I don't understand. Like, is it a religion? Is it like some kind of faith, like a cult of vaccination, the cult of Anthony Fauci?
Yeah, I think it kind of is. People are very cultish about it. I see a lot of people in that zone. You know, I was working in healthcare, almost lost my job, went through the whole rigmarole during COVID. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But the callers have been great tonight, and I think, what was it that your first caller was talking about first, right before she got on the nutrition topic? Gosh, I wanted to comment on that. Anyway, it's great to talk to you guys tonight, and take care, everybody. I can't remember, so I'm going to let you go for someone that's better on track tonight.
Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, take care, guys.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Great call. Want to speak to somebody online?
Yeah, I'm late.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's happening?
Hey, I was listening to you, man. So, you don't agree with the Supreme Court decision to bring the guy from El Salvador back to the U.S.?
That's not what the decision said.
No, I'm talking about you. You agree with them. They said they have to bring him, facilitate him to come to the U.S.
That is not what the decision said.
The decision said the U.S., the government has to facilitate for him to come back to the United States for the hearing to his due process.
Here we go.
So it doesn't mean they have to bring him back or facilitate it. That's two different things.
I mean, the United States have the power to bring him back. You know that.
Like, how are they going to do that?
Well, they just have to ask El Salvador to release him from the jail, and then they could fly him from from the El Salvador airport to the United States.
Well, they asked him. They asked him, and he said no. So now what?
You really believe? Oh, come on, Eddie.
He said it right there. Listen, wait a minute. He said it right there in the White House. He said no.
He said it because Trump, and then they're complicit. You know that the taxpayer funding is paying him to support his prison there, because he can't manage financially that prison, and we paying the El Salvador, paying him to have these people, the migrants that don't have due process, to be sent there. Do you hear when they were talking when he thought the mic was off? Do you know what Trump told him?
Yeah, some of the Americans there too, they want to act up.
Oh, okay, so that means the business that they got together.
So at the end of the day, the president of El Salvador said no, so what are you going to do? Like, what would you...
He didn't really say no. He said, look, I cannot smuggling someone that is being sent from the United States as a terrorist. That's what he said.
Okay, so
money as a terrorist, number one.
Wait. I think that the president of El Salvador understands what the request is. The request is that some people in this country want him to come back. So he knows what the request is, and he did not say that he would do it. So what are you going to do?
It's not that some people, the court, we got 3 branches of government.
No. The court said facilitate. The court did not demand a return. That's a difference. You can't just say, excuse me, I'm not done. You can't just say the Supreme Court So that thing they didn't say. They said facilitate. That does not mean you must go get him back. That's not the same thing. Facilitate
So
means, excuse me. Facilitate means if you're able to bring him back, you got to facilitate it. Okay, give him a plane ride. Give him whatever. Pay for it. That's what that means. But go ahead.
Well, they can bring him back. So you believe that we should not have due process in America?
Well, due process for what?
So do you understand the Constitution? Do you understand have you read any of the clauses of the Constitution?
Look, at the end of the day, here's what's going on. Now, we can say due process, we can say whatever, but at the end of the day, let's look at the situation for what it is. He's in El Salvador. He's a citizen of El Salvador. He's not a U.S. citizen. So how are we going to demand that the president give him back when he says no? How are we going to do that? That's their citizen in their prison.
Number one, he has no judiciary process. The United States send him to the El Salvador with the consent that is a terrorist.
I was about to say, so you ready to start your day? Yeah, and then?
There's clean documentations. There's a lot of
Are you ready to go to sleep?
Proceedings, all of that.
Tee-hee.
It's
What
been
court
this
show me what court you talking about?
Well, what you want me to show you right now on the phone? How I'm gonna do that?
What to tell me? You could tell me.
Well, there's court proceedings. You can look it up yourself. I can't pull it up right now on the
Okay.
phone.
So no. What crime has been charged?
Ivan.
What
What
crime?
crime has been charged? The last time I checked, do you remember? Do you know the Patriot Act? Do you know why some of the provisions of the Patriot?
Ivan, man.
And then just
So
take
you
a
ready to
minute
start your
here
day?
and feel
Yeah,
that
and
energy
then?
really going through your body. Feel how
ready to
open
start-
you are.
Are you
got
ready to
that
go to
flow
sleep?
going.
Tee-hee.
So you're ready for your day, or you're ready to go to sleep. Either way.
And she giggles and laughs and drops her head because she knows what she means by that. Sleep, wink, wink.
Act is Patriot Act.
Speak English.
Speak English. Are you ready? Shock treatment coming up. A shoddy. Man cave karaoke. If we the people, you can handle the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth, because you're strong like that. But if you're they the sheeple will never be fucking ready. The sheeple are weak. They're feckless. They're trolls. They're weak. They're useless eaters. They're the weak link. For the truth, the sheep will never be facking. No forking. No fecking. No fucking ready. Sheep are retarded. They're reeries. For the truth, they are not ready.